In Zimbabwe, we have a number of entrepreneurs that are rising in different sectors of industry. And I'm happy to have one of those prominent ones in the construction industry here with me today. His name is Shadowlit Sidija. A warm welcome to the eNShow, Shadowlit. I'm excited that you're here.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, Shadow, I know that our relationship started with a podcast.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting under a tree with you a couple of years back and you saying, you know what, Emily, you're going to have a TV show.
We're
and
here
so
now.
I feel like this is you prophesying this.
Call me Prophet Shadow.
Prophet Shadow.
For the sake of this word.
So Shadow, I know you wear different hats.
Okay.
But one of the ones that I want to talk about today is your entrepreneurship hat. And I know that you started a company. You're the founder and MD. Gosh, that's such a big role, right? MD, founder
Yes.
of the Gap Construction Company. Why construction?
Ooh, I wish it was that easy for people to keep the title and say, oh, he's the MD or he's the founder or he's the CEO. But it comes with a lot of trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
It comes with a lot of trying times. Sometimes it comes with sleepless nights. So our industry, as construction industry, has a lot of things involved. And for me, I'm blessed because the one I chose for is not the private sector. I chose the government side of doing business. So I started with tenders. So with tenders now, you have to have a list of a lot of things that you need. Requirements, your VAT, price registration, even a proper registered company and tax clearance. So you need all those things. And you also need three companies or three projects that you would also have done.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy.
So when you started out in construction, obviously you didn't start just doing the big tenders in government, right?
Yes, definitely.
What was that first tender? And you know, let's take us back to that moment when you said, "Oh my gosh, actually, someone actually believes enough to give me money."
I mean, Jill, this is a true story, by the way.
Yeah.
My first tender was $2,300. It was to do electricals with this other company, private company. When I got that tender, I couldn't even believe myself. Like 2,300?
Wow.
I was like, I mean, somebody's believing in me, Yeah. But it was more of trying to, pricing right and having the right people and right connection to even speak to the guys. But my first tender was 2,300. Can you believe it?
That's amazing. And so was that your first entrepreneurial company that you created? Were you dabbling in other areas before construction?
Our economy, rather, let me put it this way. It really squeezes you to the level that you have to, try this, this is not working. Okay, leave that, try this, leave that, try this. So I didn't start with construction only.
Okay.
My first company, registered company, was a medical aid consultancy, by the way. Imagine, from medical aid to construction.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how I started. I started that. I tried it for like 6 months. It worked. But because the economy was going down now, because people don't really get medical aid when the economy is bad. People get medical aid when the economy is okay. So because the economy was not really functioning well, it was going down. So the first thing that everybody loses is insurance and medical aid. So I was left with, okay, I'm losing clients. They were like, hey, we don't have money. We can't do anything. So I had to look out and see, okay, what's the next best thing? And by the way, the best sellers or the best marketers of anything are insurance. So my friend then approached me, an engineer. my friend approached me and said, Shadow, you are really good at marketing. You're really good at convincing people. Why don't we start an engineering company?
And by profession, what are you?
Risk analyst.
Hello, risk analyst.
From risk to engineering.
To medical. No, wait. Before that, medical insurance to engineer.
Yes.
And so
I took my time. He convinced me. He
Right.
said, Shadow, you can. And he started giving me example of companies, of engineering companies, which actually were led by people who never did any construction or engineering. So because I was losing business this other side, so I had to dive into it. I said, hey, kusiri kufande ku, we can always try. So I tried it. And funny, we went to these big companies. I won't mention by name. We went to big companies. We introduced ourselves. We had a very beautiful company profile.
Right.
No references. So now they were asking us, so where have you done? We don't know you because you're the new kid in the block. And most of these guys turned us down because we didn't have any experience.
Wow.
So then I said to this guy, hey, do you really think we're going to win? He says, we will win eventually.
Because don't you get to a point where you're exhausted to hear the door slamming behind you every time?
If I tell you for a fact, this is what happened. There are some companies that slept their door for me when I was starting that actually have opened doors for me now when I'm, cruising in the industry now because I'm known. They know that this company, they've done this and that and that and that. So after doing that, by the way, after going around, then I decided, okay, the easier way to actually get tenders or the easier way to get jobs is through tenders because tenders, all they do is they don't meet you. It's just a competitive bidding.
Right.
So that's the first point of call, which I did. I learned how to do that and I started bidding. Whilst I was bidding, because we had moved around in this area, some company just called us and said, do you guys do electricals? And I said, yes, we do the electricals. And said, okay, come for a site visit. Then we went, I think it's in Willowville, yes. We went there, I went with my engineer, so because I had basic knowledge of how it works. So we started throwing in the little jargons for electricals. Oh, you need a 10 mph, just throwing in those words,
Yeah.
I don't know if he knew or what, but he liked our character because we were very energetic and we really wanted the job. We were eager to do the job.
How old were you at the time, though?
I was 30, I think.
30?
Yeah.
30, energetic, hungry?
Hungry. I was hungry. It was a do or die situation.
Okay.
Because, I was not employed. This was it.
And you had nothing to lose.
If I tell you that, when you have, when it's all that you got.
You know what, Shadow? I need you to.
I'm trying even to.
We're going to take a break.
Okay.
But when we come back, I think the key thing here for me is at that moment when you're about to give up, I know that, God is making a plan for you elsewhere.
Yes, that is actually true.
So you're watching the eNShow. And if you are trying to start a business, this is an episode that you must not miss.
Never miss this one.
I dance for a living, not an orthodox career. My name is Sean Mambugere. I'm an award-winning dance choreographer. Well, I've built a brand from dancing and I earn money too. The internet has made my life easy and so much fun. Well, for starters, I get to interact with existing and potential clients who attend my dance classes. I have the opportunity to showcase my work to a large group of people at the same time. Who wouldn't want that for their business? Dancing is my life, and I need something that helps me grow and network with people in my field of work. I have won numerous awards from the work that I do, and I'm proud of myself. If it wasn't for the internet, I highly doubt anyone would know me. The broadband has helped me learn, grow, and enjoy what I do. I'm living in the moment. Are you?
Pound 5.
Welcome back to the eNShow, and I'm with Shadowlit. Shadowlit, we were talking about, you about to go in there, getting your first big job, and
Yeah.
you're selling yourself. You're selling the company.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So yeah, we are there. And this guy had lined up a line of site visits. I start talking to this guy. I got personal with the guy. I asked him where he's from and what he was doing. I just wanted to have a familiar ground
Right.
with this guy. So, because when it's all you got, I'm thinking, I have to have this job. And then after that, he said, okay, he gave us the BOQ and then we quoted. And then he says, oh, you were the lowest. So come, you guys come and do. And I looked, it was 2000 something. I was like, oh my God,
This is us.
this is us right here. I wish I had friend. I think I'm going to look for that, the tender and frame
And
it.
frame it. And you
Because,
must,
yeah.
because, and it's also, to go back to those people who,
Yes.
who believe in you enough to give you the job.
Yes, definitely.
The reason why this is important for me from a discussion point of view is I think when people are starting up their businesses, you get to that point where you keep trying and trying and trying and trying, and you keep changing business. But at some stage, you start to question, is this what I should be doing? Because you don't see any traction. But clearly you are tenacious. And has your tenacity paid off?
I really want to thank God for that, because I think I was just born not a quitter,
Yeah.
because it's all I had and I just had to make it work. At the end of the day, when you're done walking around, my first office was in my car. I used to walk around with loads of papers on the dashboard, and we were two with this guy, and we were just knocking on doors, So I think eventually it pays out.
So knowing you, I know that you are a very vocal person in audiences where some people may not shy away from asking some of the tough questions.
Okay.
Do you see yourself as someone who can become a mentor to other young people, to kind of say to them, listen, if I made it this far, these are the 2-3 elements that you need to put in your life to also get to where I am? And if so, what are those 2-3 things?
I could safely say I've got youngsters. I was before I became what I became, I was at NUST, and I was a student representative at NUST. And because of that stature, so many people now followed me, my journey, and they now know where I am right now. So they keep coming and say, oh no, Mkoma, please help us, please this. And I'm still doing that. So yes, as a mentor, I can help them to a certain level.
Right.
There's one thing that I always tell them. First, you just need to register your company. No matter what you do, no matter who you are, register the company first.
And why do people hesitate? Like for me, that's kind of worrying, because a lot of people don't register, or they don't see the value of registering.
I honestly, there are good people out there, good artisans, good people with good business, but they're just not registered. I don't know why. Maybe because of the processes, I guess they don't know now, because there are so many people who are trying to, it happened to me actually. When I was registering my company, I gave a colleague of mine, I gave him $300 to register my company as I was starting. That guy never came back.
Yeah.
So you have these people actually trying to, get $2 from you, connive you. But I mean, now I think it's out there. You just do your research. If anybody wants to, I can help them register a company, set up. I could safely say just above 7 people.
Yeah.
I've actually helped to register companies, and some of them have started. Some of them are still coming to say, okay, so how do I do this? How do I do this? I mean, the cake is big for everybody.
Yeah.
So if you're a young person out there and you're really willing to have that leap of faith, just jump. I'm there for, you can have, not me, any business person, approach them. How do I do this? How do I do this? I think as young people, we need to stand up for ourselves and help each other.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we are leaders of today.
Do you think, okay, so I know that there's a common phrase that says your net worth is your network. Your network
I'll
is
be
your
a
net
billionaire
worth.
right now if that was true. But anyway,
This is my point.
Mhm.
Is it true? Because you're talking about you having a character where you are trying to really get
Yeah.
this client,
Yeah.
potential
Yeah.
client, to get onto the softer side, but to open doors for you.
Yeah.
Number one, immediately what came to my mind was, if it was a woman, would it be an easier conversation to have? And as from a gender dynamic, I was like, I'm not sure the messaging would be the same if it was a woman. So I think the women issues are a bit different. But being a man in that, I think, so for me, the learnings are, so how far can you get with your network?
That's a very tough question, because it's not the same for everybody.
Yeah.
I'll tell you for a fact, for me, I had the connections, but the wrong connections for what I wanted to do.
That's important.
Yeah, because you can know people. I can know somebody, a big shot out there, but they're not willing to help.
Yeah.
So I learned the hard way. I was connected to big shots because of me being a student leader. I knew people. People would open doors because of the position which I held.
Right.
The moment I left and I started working, going back to those people asking for, hey, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. They'll be like, call me. When you call, they don't answer. To be honest with you, I worked myself up by trying, failing, redirecting. Then you go through, you make that connection, the very most important connection. Then you get it, you strike it, you ask from that connection to say, hey, do you have anybody? That's how, if I tell you right now, all that I have, 90% were connections I actually made myself.
Okay.
Without being told by anybody, without any referrals. I just walked in and say, hey guys, this is me.
Yeah.
Can I please? I have nowhere to go. This is my last shot. I just need an opportunity.
And when we come back, Shadow, we're going to take a break. But when we come back, I'm really interested to understand how funding becomes a key element in progressing your business aspirations. Because I think we always think, Anjanamari, oh, I need seed capital. Oh, I need this. Is that true that that's where we should be starting off with our businesses, or our mindset should be changing?
Okay.
So we're going to come back to that. This is the eNShow, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm with Shadowlit. We'll be right back.
My name is Tanaye, and I am a freelance writer, blogger, and a social media content creator who's slowly moving into video creation for YouTube. I've been writing for the past 3 years, and to be honest, I've enjoyed the experience. I enjoy it because I get to work from home. I get to work from awesome cafes around town. I get to work from parks, wherever I really feel the inspiration can come from. Broadband has helped me because it has made my life a lot easier, because I get to interact with a lot of cool and awesome people that inspire my work. I'm living in the moment. Are you?
Pan 5.
So, Shadow, we were talking about funding and saying the mentality that many young people have is, if there's no seed capital, if there's no capital injection, their dreams are even harder to attain.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. That is the true fact. But it's doable. I've done it. And I'm a living proof. I'm not the only one, but I'm a living proof of what is called bootstrapping. You start with what you have. How I registered my company, funny enough, I was fired. I when I was working, during my working, I asked for a loan. I got a loan.
Before you go any further, I feel like every big story starts with someone being fired. So I don't know. Do I need to be fired to be big?
No, I mean, no, why I was fired is because I got, when I asked for my loan, we were giving loans then. I was like, okay, if I get a loan, start my own company,
Right.
then I leave.
Right.
That was the plan.
Right.
And I had it all figured out.
And God had a plan for you.
I had all figured out. But then when I started, I got a loan, I registered my company. I started marketing the company while I was still working.
Okay.
So when I was doing that, then one of the directors found out, and I was like, hey, this guy is trying to do something here. It's not allowed. Then they got fired. And I was so shocked. And, I wasn't even there yet. Thank God this company paid me 3 months in advance for firing me without a notice.
Yeah.
That really helped, by the way.
Yeah.
That really helped. So I also then put in small money in there. But also I made mistakes, which I have personal experience over.
Yeah.
And mistakes, believe you me, you will get broke. You are going to get broke. You're going to walk one way or the other. You walk somewhere,
So you need to put in the hard work.
You need to put in the hard. Unfortunately, for you to be a strong entrepreneur who's going to go up steady, you need to get broke. You are going to, not even need, you're going to get broke. You're going to ask for money. You're going to borrow. By the way, borrow, but borrow for the right reasons.
Right.
If you have a project that you need to do, borrow for the project. Don't fund borrowing with a liability, which is a car. We make those mistakes. I have done it before. Now you are having to try and, it's a mess.
My former MD used to always say, you know what, don't borrow so that you can buy T-bone steak for your fridge.
Yes.
Borrow so that it can actually,
make money for you.
Yes. Has that been taxing on a personal level for you? Just the whole business element, especially when it comes to relationships and your social side. Yes, we want to know everything about you, your social side.
Let me say this. Let me put something.
Let me say this.
Hallelujah. Let me put something by the side. By the way, I'm a prophet. I prophesied of this. So let me put something aside. This is a very important aspect of every person who wants to be an entrepreneur. Money issue. We all get into business to get money, but we have to put in the work. We have to look for the money, and we're going to get broke, and we're going to ask for borrowings. But especially when you don't have a house collateral, banks want collateral, and these microfinance want cars and something to hold on to if you don't give them the money. And if you're a person who was like me, who never had all those things, I didn't have a house, I didn't have a car, and all I had was the zeal and the ability and the energy and say, I can do this, guys. I will give you back your money. I've got a word. Unfortunately, people, you can't borrow with your word because they're also in the business. So that on its own now, you really have to bootstrap. Work with what you have. Start small, grow. Don't start big.
Okay.
So if you see us driving cars, don't think it was overnight, but it's something that you build towards. If you see me wearing a suit, you're like, I want to be like this guy.
No, I've seen you wearing a suit. You're looking like a GQ kind of guy.
I also aspire to Strive. I'm looking at Strive. It's got a private jet. I want to buy a private jet, but it's not yet the right time.
Right.
So you have to work towards getting the private jet. So you have to buy a little car now, buy the next car, buy the other car. Now you've got a fleet of cars. Now you're flying business, you're flying first class. Now, you move ranks.
Oh, Shadow, you're so clever. But I'm going to go to my original question. So when you're dating, right, and you're in business, not just you, but I think in general, when you're dating and you're in business and you're climbing the ladder, is it hard to date? Is it hard for young people to date? Because I think women are looking for different things. And as a businessman, you are here trying to make money.
If there's one thing I've been blessed in, it's doing business. If there's one thing I haven't been really blessed in, the aspect of relationships.
Okay.
I think it's
Is it because you're spending so much time in your business life
Hey,
that you
you
have
know they-
very little time for?
you know they call it mujolo
wooing?
these days. You know they call
Yeah.
it. So let me just take a borrowing from the salt of the earth.
Oh
There's
my
a guy
gosh.
called the salt of the earth. You know when you're chasing money, money and women are they're like this. You know, you're chasing money, you go that side, leave the women. You chase the women, you go that side, you leave the money.
Oh, you can't chase both at the same time.
No, but the good thing about this thing is, it's not a parallel line.
Okay.
It's moving at an angle, one way or the other. These two are
They're
going
gonna
to
converge.
meet.
Yep.
You know, but at the right time.
Right.
So if you chase money, women will follow you.
Right.
But then the aspect of trying to balance women and business, it's a very tricky personal question because there are times where I remember there was a time when I also did fuel.
Right.
You know, there's a time where I tried fuel. I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, look for fuel during the day, because I did what is called express deliveries. I was the guy part of the people who started express deliveries, where, you know, there was a problem with fuel. So we would look for fuel for people and put them in drums and cans and then deliver them.
Right.
So I'd wake up at 3 o'clock, look for fuel, get back, start delivering at 8, finish, I think, around 7 in the evening. After delivering, now I do have to do the books. After doing the books, balance everything. This is now 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, trying to find myself, trying to see, okay, fine, this is what I want planned for tomorrow. Maybe sleep at around 11, wake up at 3 again. This was my life for 7 months.
Yep. So that's hard.
So
That's
I
taxing.
remember I had a girlfriend then, and she ended up saying, I will wait for you to call me.
So we're not going to get into that, Shadow. I'm going to save you. I'm going to save you because this episode is all about inspiring people to start a business. But I just, I couldn't let you go without goating you.
I dance for a living, not an orthodox career. My name is Sean Mambere. I'm an award-winning dance choreographer. Well, I've built a brand from dancing and I earn money too. The internet has made my life easy and so much fun. Well, for starters, I get to interact with existing and potential clients who attend my dance classes. I have the opportunity to showcase my work to a large group of people at the same time. Who wouldn't want that for their business? Dancing is my life, and I need something that helps me grow and network with people in my field of work. I have won numerous awards from the work that I do, and I'm proud of myself. If it wasn't for the internet, I highly doubt anyone would know me. The broadband has helped me learn, grow, and enjoy what I do. I am living in the moment. Are you?
Pond 5.
Welcome to EN Extra, only found on our social media platforms and our YouTube channel. Shadow, oh my gosh. So now we can have a bit of fun, right?
Thank you. Let's drink some water. Let's drink some water.
Let's drink some water. Okay. So when we did the podcast, Shadow, we were talking about relationships,
Oh,
right?
yes.
And one thing that stood in my mind to this very day, you said you would never get married or into a relationship with a woman who's not educated and who's not street smart. Because you were saying street smarts are important.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You see, there are two things involved. Educated, I was back then.
Back then.
Back then, I was saying educated to a certain level.
Right.
Now, it's more of basic education. It's very important because basic education will determine the amount of streetwise that you're going to be. Because also being streetwise is a form of education, by the way. So why I wouldn't be married to somebody who's not streetwise is one reason only. In the day's age where we have partnerships go beyond even working together in terms of business. What if I fall sick? The business has to run, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has to be street smart to what?
To run the business.
To run the business.
Are you open to giving and sharing
Oh, yes.
some of that power in your business with your loved one?
I mean...
Because that's where the issue is. Let's be honest. Men, you don't want to share.
I don't want to sound like I'm selling myself.
Right. But you are. Okay, so let's sell you, Shadow. Let's sell you.
Okay. I will tell you my typical type of relationship that I would want.
Right.
I would want to have this kind of relationship where you have your woman there and I'm there. If I go to work on Monday, she can go to work on Tuesday. We have the same office, same desk, same responsibilities, just different days. They experience me on Monday. I'm in the office. The CEO is in the house, the MD is in the office, right? We're doing our stuff. On Tuesday, they have my woman in there. She's doing her own things. But at the end of the day, is that shared responsibility that will make a company grow.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact this can be a very sustainable business practice because women are not experimentative, most of them. Women are more on the okay, this is what we have now. Let's
on the
do
conservative
with
side.
what we have.
Yeah.
Men are more, okay, where's the moon? Let's fly to the moon right now.
Right.
So women tend to pull us a little bit down to reality. And as an entrepreneur, because I know where I want to go, but I'm not yet there, I'm willing to take all the risks. So sometimes the woman can actually say, okay, do what you want to do, but you're not touching that pocket.
And you will honor that.
And then because she's in the office.
Right.
You will honor that.
So here's a different scenario, Shadow.
Yeah.
Your woman is professional, working somewhere, executive, so such and such, Emily somewhere, and she's earning more money than you.
Yeah. Ha! Yeah.
And she can even say, honey, babes, you want a loan? As Marianne would you
Am I open to that?
Yes.
I want to be genuine with you.
Yeah.
Behind every successful man, there's a woman. Women come in different forms. I think it's more of appreciating what happens in our society now. You know, we have to embrace the fact that women are now leaders of,
bosses,
captain of industries.
Bosses, boss babes.
Hello. Yeah, you're captain of industries. So, but as an entrepreneur, you don't start big, you start small.
Right.
So if you get a captain of industry being by your side, I mean, that works to your advantage.
That's an asset.
For me personally, I mean, I'm not intimidated by a captain of industry. If I get one, hey, let's do this.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm open to it. If you have more money than me, but she has to know that I'm the man of the house.
You're the guy.
No, I'm the man.
So come in with your bank balance, but girl, just know who I am.
The moment you leave your workplace, you enter into the car. Hey, Mrs. Ndo. So hey, this different. You're no longer the MD of your corporate title. No. The moment you enter into your car, you have to call, honey, baby, I'm gonna pass by the shops. Do you want anything?
Okay.
I'm like, yes, baby, bring me a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Yes, baby.
All right. And so me taking you to an event and you won't feel like you're arm candy?
I mean, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah. And so you're
a corporate person.
I'm a corporate person.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Right.
I'm starting this thing. I'm building ground up.
And it's mine.
And it's all entirely to me. It's got my name in there. It's got my footprint in there. It's
Absolutely.
got my backbone.
Absolutely.
You should be proud of me.
And I think that's it right there.
Yeah.
It's mutual respect.
Yes.
And an understanding of where you need to start loving each other and throw away the titles.
Because oh my goodness, this is the typical woman I'm looking for, Yeah. We're going to go to functions, your work functions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to dress in a tuxedo. They're going to look at me and be like, who is this? I'm like, I'm the owner
of that boss.
That company.
Yes, man. Oh, no, not of that woman.
No.
Of my own company. Okay.
You know, I own the company.
Uh-huh.
You know, so when I'm at your function, people should look at me and be like, she's lucky. But when you come to my functions, they should look at me and be like, he's lucky.
Okay. So it's reciprocal.
It's yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Shadow, I feel like I can talk to you for the whole day. But this being EN Extra, you know, we try and be extra on the show.
All right.
But thank you so much. It's been a pleasure and an honor to host you on the show.
Definitely.
And I received the dream. The dream. We won't share with people what the dream is. Because when it happens, I want to be like, Shadow, you said it.
You know, Prophet has said it once before.
And he'll say it again.
It has manifested.
All right.
And
thank you so much. Thank you. It's been an honor.
Thank you for having me. I hope I'm going to be on the last show. Can I be the last person to be on the last show
of the season?
No,
or like forever
season,
and ever, I mean.
Like the last show. Like, you know, you're going to call me. I know you're going to be big as Oprah, you know. That we know.
That I received.
That we know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm with Shadowlit Sidija, and this is EN Extra. Only available on our social media platforms.
Only available.
Only available
on that.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, before we go, I just want to say shout out to everybody. Shout out to to Emily. Where's the camera here? That one. Shout out to her. She's doing great. She's a wonderful person. Please click, like, subscribe to the social channel.
Yes.
You know, she's doing great. She's taking us all. She's been through the journey, all that. You know what I mean? Peace.
Oh my gosh.
You don't have any person like me crazy.